Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. Mostly drunk.
I gotta say mostly because we also smoke at a
weed. Yeah, we don't always get like crazy drunk.
No.
Just get little tips.
Not on the show.
Sometimes
we get crazy drunk before the show.
Yes, the real behind the curtain.
During the show.
Yeah, it's a process.
We do not get drunk on YouTube. Do not believe that. I don't care whatever anybody says.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I'm tripping.
To Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of
Twitter
notifications happening. I don't know.
What's that say? A premium account on Twitter
is required in order to stream on this platform.
Whoa!
Okay.
Twitter, like you need a.
Yes, Twitter has now. Let you know right now. Twitter has made it to where you have to have a premium account apparently to go live.
On you have to pay for X or whatever the fuck.
Jesus Louises.
I'm gonna just tell you right now. You can suck my whole goddamn long sausage cock. You fucking bitch made.
Sorry, Twitter.
Racist, neo-Nazi bastard ass.
We're going to kick.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go.
We will be moving to kick.
Suck my dick from the back, you stupid. Suck my dick from the back, you stupid South African apartheid bitch ass motherfucker.
On Thursday. When did they change that?
Oh God.
Yeah, that happens.
They just changed it today, apparently. Shit. Yeah. They changed it after Trump got shot, I guess.
Instantaneously.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. But anyway.
But yeah, as I was
shout
saying,
out to Marcus. He joined us real quick.
Marcus is in the house.
He made a guest appearance, but he's out of here.
Yeah. I love y'all.
Yep.
Save your applause to the end.
That was cool. That was the craziest, quickest appearance.
Yeah, man. No, that's how we do it on the Drunk Banthas channel, man.
Why'd you even set up the camera?
Look, man, but before it's professionalism at the most here, sir. Like, what are you talking about?
I thought we were going to get the whole Marcus experience.
You got the whole Marcus experience. You don't need more because you can't handle it. You have to pay for that.
It's too hot for TV.
Y'all gotta pay for that. We'll pay for that. The new live. The new pre-recorded members only show coming to you soon on the Drunk Banthas channel. I said it's coming to you soon on the Drunk Banthas channel.
Indeed.
I'm gonna name the show on Thursday. I'll let you know what the name is. So shout out to y'all.
That's right.
Bantha Bunch is going live
that's
all
what
the
we
time
call,
for free. And it's gonna be going down.
That's what we call in the entertainment biz a teaser. But before we lose all of our viewers, let's move on with the show. As I mentioned, I am Jedi Master Grayson. I'm joined as always by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing pretty good. You know what? I'm doing great. How are you doing?
That was like almost an Outcast song. Feeling good, feeling great.
Good, feeling great.
Feeling good. How are you?
Good. How you been?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Ready to talk about what we're talking about tonight.
I didn't turn the AC down low enough. This light is hot.
So there's a tornado warning going on right now. So if you see a branch just like sticking out of my chest one of these times, just let the show go on. Actually,
when was the last time a tornado hit the middle of fucking Chicago? Get the fuck out of here.
The sirens were going.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Twister.
When did it happen?
I think in the movie Day After Tomorrow was the last time a tornado touched down in Chicago.
Exactly.
But guys, we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. Yes. Oh, guys, please hold your applause till the end. We are talking about The Boys. We are talking about The Acolyte. We are talking about HOTD. Oh yeah. Oh, I love these music drops. Get that HOTD. And as always, we're talking shit. But we can't move forward without our lovely panel. The panel's a little light tonight so far. who knows?
Light in the booty hole right now. God damn.
Well,
I don't know what happened to everybody.
Light in the booty. I don't know what that would entail. But I will.
There's no shit. Remember, we talk shit.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I see
We
the
talk
connection
shit.
there.
And there's no booty. It's light in the booty.
Yeah, it's like
so right now, we can't talk as much shit.
Yeah, not quite as much shit as usual.
No.
But we do have a philosopher of the barbershop variety in the building. 9. What's going on, bro?
What's good? Shout out to everybody. Thank you for all the birthday wishes and people that reached out to me. That is like so nice of y'all, and I do appreciate it. I do very much appreciate it.
Yeah, happy anniversary of birth, bro. You and Blake, both another 9 nerd yards.
We made it.
Yeah, like guys, definitely send all of your happy birthday shout outs to 9. Yeah, let him feel welcomed.
I want to feel the love.
Yeah, let him feel the love. Film Age is showing the love. What's up, y'all? And let's move on. I guess we'll do a couple plugs, get the plugs out of the way before we move into our topics of the night. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys that every Thursday we got the Bantha Bunch live, hosted by your favorite cousin Bill. Do you guys know what you guys are going to be talking about this Thursday? Ooh.
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked, Alex. We'll be talking about. I have no fucking idea. We'll definitely be talking about Trumpito, and we'll be talking about we'll be talking more about 1,000. The man with 1,000 kids, or man.
All right. I guess I gotta take a look at that.
There's babies in this bitch, and we might talk about Supercell if these niggas have actually watched it by then. So
I finished it last night.
So yeah, we'll talk back about that. We started a little bit of that last week, so we'll talk about that again. And this music is from the Bantha Bunch show, so you know,
you're too nice. Thank you very much, Phil Mage. You're too nice.
Film Age giving out the birthday shout outs.
It's birthdays in this bitch.
You guys hear about that one lady? I think this happened months ago, but like she was at a bar. This I think happened in the UK, but she was at a bar bantering up with some dude, and then she asked this dude to like guess her age, and he guessed like a little bit over, like 40 something or whatever, when she was actually like 38 or 39, and she fucking hit this dude with a glass across the face, like cutting his face open.
I like it.
That is a perfect. Well, you should not ask that
Irish?
question if you don't want to know the answer.
Was she
right? I don't know if she was Irish. I know that the judge gave her no time for it though, which I was like, damn.
That's
wild. She must have been hot.
That's wild.
She must have been hot. That's how they did that girl who was talking to 12-year-olds, the teacher who was talking to 12-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? She was.
Hey,
I'm saying talking, but you know what I'm saying.
As we all know, appearance does hold a lot of weight. If you're attractive, a lot of doors.
Put your weight on it. Oh, sorry.
But if you are ever asked that question, just do what Phil Mage did.
I did not. Oh.
Say, you don't look a day over 18.
Yeah.
I mean, 18 is a little sus, though. You know what I mean? It's a little sus. Like, you're saying I can't consent? I look like I can't, you know.
You look like a baby.
You is a baby.
Yeah, always choose the under when it comes to guessing a woman's age.
And
or just don't guess at all. That's probably my
and what
advice.
You just got right now is a little taste of what happens at the Drunk Bantha Bunch show.
That is true. And last little plug, I just want to let you guys know that this Wednesday, look out for my review of The Fall Guy and an observation of the seemingly tumultuous state of the box office right now. That'll be dropping on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, so keep an eye out for that.
Me and Terry watched The Fall Guy and Furiosa.
Nice.
Oh, dope.
For that day. Yeah, the day that you guys or the day that Bill left, I would say, left Chicago.
That's a cool little double feature. I've actually bought those are like two of the few movies that came out this year that I like bought as soon as it was available. Like, yeah, I gotta have these.
Disappointed with both of them.
Gotta have it.
Disappointed with both?
Gotta have it. Y'all have two. Y'all are extremely hard to please. Y'all didn't like. Y'all thought this was a filler episode for House of the Dragon. Like y'all don't like the Fall Guy. Or
I said no. Like I like the Fall Guy. And Furiosa did grow on me too. But like,
I mean, if you're disappointed at all in the Fall Guy, you had this expectation of movie that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Whatever you expected out of Fall Guy that you didn't get, that movie don't exist. It don't exist nowhere. That's
I like that. I like the Fall Guy for sure.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you thought of the two most underwhelmingly performing movies in the box office this summer.
We're caping for them over here.
I mean, yeah, like those are like the two recent videos. Actually,
look who it is.
Oh, Terry says trash movie.
Hater.
Yeah, but what movie did y'all like this year then? Because like those are two pretty damn good movies. I don't know what movies y'all did like this year.
Like, yeah, honestly, yeah. There's a lot of mixed reception on what was coming out in the movies right now, but I'm curious. Like, yeah, let me know what you thought of Furiosa. Let me know what you thought of Fall Guy. Long Legs Filmmate just said I felt the same way about that as I did Barbarian. Really, really great up until the ending, and then I was like, okay.
Oh, really?
I guess
Barbarian, yeah, got really goofy at the end there.
Same for Boy Kills World. Like it was like, oh, I really like this movie, and then
the ending kind of ruined it for you.
Well, I mean, it did for you too.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, like there's
I'm saying, like, same thing.
Saltburn was pretty whack for me at the end too.
Dune is the like, dude, that's like you saying what name a basketball team and you name the Lakers, or you say name a football team and you say the Cowboys. Like, come on, man.
Dune killed
Dune. Yeah, okay, Dune. Everybody loved Dune. Everybody fucking loved Dune.
Yeah,
that's easy.
I've been putting together our nominees for the Drunkies for next year, and Dune is nominated for Best Picture for sure.
Yeah,
so guys, check out that next year. But let's move into our first topic of the night. Let's go to a galaxy far, far away and talk about the Acolyte, episode 7. This is a wild one. This is a flashback episode where we finally see what happened that fateful night on Bryndock. 16 years earlier, the four Jedi discover the Coven while investigating a potential divergence in the Force on Bryndock, which could create life. The results for the twins' M count, which shows their Force sensitivity, indicates that they were artificially created with a single consciousness split into two bodies. Now, I'm curious how you guys feel about this, because we haven't really talked about this aspect of it very much on the podcast, but a lot of the people online have been mad about this aspect of the show, how they say that it cheapens the rarity of Anakin being born in the Force. I personally feel like, this makes the universe a little bit bigger and shows like the short-sightedness of the Jedi and how they just think that the Force can only be used one way. But I also feel like, just two examples of someone being born out of the Force over the course of hundreds of years it's still pretty rare.
Crazy, yeah.
I still feel like it's pretty rare. Like, I don't feel like this is happening all the time. That's my personal opinion. Do you guys feel the same way that this is just like sort of ruining lore as far as Star Wars goes? Nine, I'll let you go first.
Well, I really never gave a shit about like Anakin, like where he came from, like being born of the Force. It didn't really touch me, and I think that this is all right too. Yeah, it didn't really touch my spirit. Like, I didn't think that was like a really cool part. Like, he's just a really powerful individual or whatever, and the effects of like how the Jedi trained him is like kind of like the main draw for Anakin's story for me. So it's all right.
Okay, like, did you feel the same way? How did you feel about do you feel like this is ruining the lore or
no?
The
fuck
canon?
that shit, man. That's stupid as shit. I agree with Othelius. I think it's dope. let me say this right quick. I'm on some shit right now today. I'm on some shit today.
Okay.
He's got time. He's got time.
I got time for y'all nerds today. You know what I'm saying?
Go outside, nerd. Get out.
I'm trying to tell you, I got time for you. If you don't like this show, for like just flat out don't like it, I do have to question your Star Wars fandom. Like, did you really fuck with Star Wars like back then when it came out? Do you just really like hating it? Or have you gotten so used to hating Star Wars you don't know where your love starts and your hate begins? Is that your issue? Because I really feel like some of these issues that people are taking outside of the sexism, outside of the homophobia,
There's that.
Outside all of that,
Racism.
outside of that, always outside of that. I feel like if you don't like this show right now, outside of the pacing issues that we've had with all Disney shows, right? I just feel like it's a little bit too much hate out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? How much did you really love Star Wars, or did you just like lightsaber battles and goddamn, British white people voices talking about shit all the time? I just feel like that's really what people like, because I've seen people complaining about set design where things look old but they new, and things look new but they old. Nigga, that's called Star Wars. Yeah. Star Wars. So like, how are you complaining about set design and shit like that? Like, I don't know. It's just I'm gonna let y'all speak because I just had to get that off my chest, man. I feel like it's
like you feel like it doesn't matter with the Force thing though, like them.
No, absolutely not. I think that's cool. Like, and I think that if you feel like we just have to keep everything one way the whole time, then you are lying to yourself when you say I need something other than just the Skywalker. If you want more than the Skywalker story, we have to elaborate on what exists.
And the Star Wars has always progressed. Every single Star Wars movie since the original trilogy has introduced a new aspect of the Force in every movie. We didn't know that you could move shit with the Force until Empire Strikes Back when Luke pulled lightsaber out of the snow. So like, there's always like new things that are introduced in this universe. And also, like, I feel like this show has like, there's legitimate things to criticize. That this isn't a perfect show. There's some problems with that we've explained throughout the podcast. But I feel like there's a lot of unwarranted criticism as well.
Over there. That's very upsetting.
Oh no, the tequila's so far.
But also, I want to say this. I'm gonna let y'all have it after that. I've seen people talking about the virgins. Since you were talking about the Force and the girls, a virgins was created. I've seen people who swear up and down that they real Star Wars fans and say that they never heard of the No Virgins before. They talk about it most recently in the Rise of Skywalker. Now, I know it was a terrible movie, and I know towards the end you was like, what the fuck? But at the same time, it did happen. You just didn't pay attention. You missed it. That don't mean that they writing badly. You didn't see it. That just sounds silly to me for you to assume that you know more than they do. I assume first that I'm missing something, right? Then I go back and I watch, and then I see what I see, and then I go, oh, okay, I missed this, but that still don't make sense to me. It may still not make sense, but don't make complaints about shit that you actually just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wait for Ryan Airy to tell me everything that I missed in this.
What's you see the question on the screen right here? It says, "What's a virgins?" You want to get into that?
So as far as I can understand, the Virgins is because they also talk about like the Force dyad, where it's just like two in the Force who just like have this connection, and that goes back to even like Knights of the Old Republic. And I feel like this Virgins is just like another basically immaculate conception in the Force, being able to create life in the Force, but also sort of connected to Emperor Palpatine's quest to
you got it back.
have
I thought you lost
immortal life.
But you brought it back. I thought you had lost it, but you got it. You came back. Now you was almost 100% right there. But the last part that you missed is that with the Empire, what it actually dealt with was Darth Plagueis teaching him and Darth Plagueis trying to learn how to create life, or apparently to his if we take his account for face value, then that means that him and Darth Plagueis did learn how to do it, and he just wanted to show Anakin how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So, so for people to say, "Oh man, he's unique. He was the only one who knew how to do things." Well, you don't be listening to shit. You don't be paying attention. This is why y'all niggas thought that the prequels was bad, because y'all actually didn't watch the prequels. You didn't fucking understand the prequels. You didn't listen to the nuances in the show. I mean, in the movie. Because if you don't remember that happening, then you don't actually. I have to question if you actually watched the movie. That's all I'm saying. I have to assume you didn't watch that movie, or you it's like you read a book, but you didn't comprehend the entire thing. Like you missed parts. You just picked up little pieces of it, which you understood. I don't know. And like I said, I'm gonna let y'all have it after that.
But yeah, like let's talk about what happens next in the episode. The Jedi Council decides that the twins are too old and should be left with the Coven, despite Osha's wish to become a Jedi. Still very strange. It's like, oh, they're like, they're toddlers. They're way too old to be snatched from their homes. They're like 12 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Because remember, 16 years has passed from where we are, so they not even. Let's say they 10.
Right. I just think like
7 to 10.
Right. It's a just like inherently creepy thing that they're just trying to steal children before they have any sort of agency. It's like, let's get them before they have any like real.
That's true.
Real thoughts. It's kind of creepy underlying thing with Jedi, which I wish they went into a little bit more.
And they also though, you gotta look at it from their point of view, which is what we saw this time. Is like they think that I will call them dark sisters. Like they think that they the ones is weird, right? They don't know where these kids came from. They like, yo, they took some kids,
right?
Because that's what they would do.
That's what
So they thinking, well, these niggas took some kids.
Yeah, where'd y'all steal these kids from? These some good kids to be stealing. But
these are high quality children.
Coral Stokes,
a lot for these on the black market.
Coral Stokes May's anger over Osha's decision, leading to May accidentally starting a fire. So we do see that Carrie Ann Moss didn't even want to take the kids.
Goddamn,
she had decided that it would be better to leave them, but Soul and Torben's actions kind of led to the tragic events that followed. This all seems a little convoluted, like as far as like everybody's motivations and actions and how everything kind of turns out. But what do you guys think about how?
Are you saying Soul Moss don't love the kids?
Moss don't love the kids.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I just think that
she don't love the kids.
It was a little convoluted how everybody had different motivations and they're just kind of crashing into each other in this midpoint in the episode. Nine, how did you feel about just like how everything turned out with Soul and Torben and how their actions led to this tragic end for?
Yeah, I would say that like that was probably the thing that I was a bit more just disappointed with the episode, because I thought they were really going to take it to a pretty dark place with the Jedi, where a lot of this can just be sorry, Latilia's just posted something to the chat saying Bill is like the most hold on. He just posted something to the Discord saying Bill to all the annoying Star Wars fans. I wish I had that pulled up.
You gotta pull it up.
It's a Naruto clip. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Yeah, you gotta pull that up. You gotta pull that up.
Oh shit, it's a clip.
I went on my rant, you know what I'm saying? Only
see if I can.
My rants is on feelings. Right?
You know what you sound like right now? What? You sound like a bitch.
That's me.
I don't got the Discord on my computer right now. But yeah. And also join the Discord, man. The 900 Yards Discord is always popping off. As of late, we got like a bunch of film director. We got people that are making movies and shit, and always wanted to talk film themselves. So join something, shake something. But yeah, I think with this right here, with what was going on with this episode, I thought they were going to take it to a really dark place with how they were going to reveal what the Jedi did and the role that they played with like taking out all these people. Like something that like really stood to me as like, this is why a nigga was going to like, Corbin killed himself when he was given and I just don't feel like it hit that effect for me. I was like, okay, no. If you're going to go as dark as someone's going to kill themselves because of the shit that happened, then let's make it even like darker on the reveal, which I did not feel.
Yeah, like, did you feel the same way, Bill? Did you feel like this could have gone a little darker with the reveal of what actually happened with Sol and Torben and Carrie Ann Moss? I can't remember her character's name.
Repeat the question. You saw I was doing something. Repeat the question. What was do I feel like Carrie Ann Moss's soul was what now?
Do you feel like this kind of got a little darker? All this buildup of what the dark secret is. You think that it could have been? Yeah,
I get it. No, I think that everything they did was good. Like, now what I will say is this should not have taken us this long to get here. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have taken us this long to get here. I feel like we could have did this. Well, it's like we said before. This should have been either a movie or the episode should be longer, and we should have less episodes, right? If we were going to do 8 to 9, well, this is 8 episodes though, right?
Yeah.
8. So if we're going to do 8 episodes that are only 30 minutes long, which really are a 22-minute episode because they got fucking 10 minutes of fucking trailer. I mean, not trailers, but credits at the end of every Marvel show Marvel or Disney show or whatever. I don't like that. I hate that. Like, we might as well just be watching this on the Disney Channel on cable. If
and the shit that like because like Apple TV, I started watching what's it called? Dark Matter, by the way. I'm on for the first episode, finished the first episode. But like on that, when you go to Apple TV, it shows you the runtime of the episode, excluding the credits. And I love that so much. I wish that they would do that and then probably look at themselves and be like, well, this episode is short as fuck. Actually, we need to probably stop disappointing people.
Yeah. What's Othelia say here, Alex? Can you read that right there?
Othelia says the shit the priestess said about the Jedi's good intentions being the end of the galaxy was the read of the century. Damn. I did really like the way that the priestess and these witches were depicted. Like I feel like this kind of opens the universe of Star Wars a little bit more. Just oh, this is a whole other sect of Force users, and y'all don't even know how their rules work. They have their own set of rules and the way that they use the Force, and that goes down to their doctrine and their morals and the way that they treat children as well. So I thought that was an interesting way to blend these two things together.
And they also never mind. Go ahead. I forgot what I was gonna say because I was letting you speak. I was gonna cut you off, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna let him talk. And then I started thinking about something else.
I was gonna say that she's hot though. She's definitely witch mommy.
Oh, yeah, she pretty. That's what I was gonna say. It also tells us that, like, introducing us to these characters tells us that there are other types of Force users other than them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but the Jedi have been oppressing these practices.
Yeah, and I like to which
is wild, right? Like we find out that the first virgins that we found out about was Anakin Skywalker. That nigga is like right, kind of like the Jedi are evil.
Yeah,
the Jedi are evil. Like he saw it from a different way, and no one was willing to be open enough to that, to where they could kind of, well, to be fair, Yoda never got there, right? Yoda never got to him and actually got to talk to him in those conflict moments.
Yeah.
It was just the people who were against him and Obi-Wan who was like just trying to help him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not really, he was too soft with him.
Right. Yeah.
Because Obi-Wan, anyway, I don't know. We get
Yoda did have that conversation with him though. With Anakin?
No, I'm talking about after that. I'm talking about in the moments when he broke.
Right.
Yeah, because you could argue that when Yoda had that conversation with him, that's what was allowed him to not go off the deep end right then and make it to the next movie, right? Like make it them years that pass by. It ain't no couple months from the second movie to the next movie. It's years that pass.
Yeah, I can kind of remember what Yoda said, but it did feel like a little bit bad advice that he gave him at first.
Leads to the dark side.
Yeah.
Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side, basically. I'm paraphrasing, obviously.
I guess like he should have been like, "What you going through right now, bro? Because like you acting weird right now. You
like
a little weird."
I feel like
kill people and he still let them get a pass. That's love right there. That's like, nigga, I love you, dog. Like you really need to, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to chill, cuz.
Yeah. And then later on in this episode, Torben, eager to return to Coruscant, sees the twins imp-count as proof of the vengeance and vergence, and rushes to retrieve the girls. Saul follows the pair. Saul follows, and the pair confront the coven before Kelnaka and Dara arrive. Saul kills Anicia when she attempts to use her power, and then the witches possess Kelnaka and use him to attack Torben and Saul until Indar overpowers them.
Kelnaka being the Wookiee.
Yes, Wookiee Jedi.
And no, you know what? Finish the rest of them show notes, because I don't want to interrupt you again. No, I want you to be able to get all of it out.
Yeah, then Saul is unable to save both May and Osha from burning the fortress and chooses to save Osha. As they return to Coruscant, Indara decides to blame the incident on May's fire and not tell the council about Saul's actions so he can train Osha as his Padawan. So, yeah, a lot happens in all that.
I want to go ahead and point out. Oh, no, you have more?
No, I just had one question.
Okay, because I want to point out I almost said Tobin that Ophelia is pointing out earlier. I mean, just a second ago. But go ahead and ask your question. I'm going to get that question.
Oh yeah. So just basically, this is one of the questions that have been just like sort of built up the whole season, is like what happened with Saul and Osha and May's parents. And now that the truth is unveiled, do you think that Saul deserves to die?
Yes, he deserves to die.
No,
that's all.
And on to the next topic.
You're gonna ask a real question. But what did y'all guys think about just like the?
I mean,
go ahead, Dan.
It was very jumbled, right? Like it just feels like I had a hard time like following everyone's reasoning to have shit pop off the way that it did a little bit. And I don't know why that, like, I guess I'm like having a hard time figuring out like what her end goal was with like getting into Torben's mind and then having him have these like, I gotta get back to Coruscant as fast as possible or whatever. Like, why was that a thing?
He young. She thought he just going about his business somewhere.
Like he would just like convince him to leave without like trying to do like the thing that would, because like exactly what Torben was like, I'm tired of being on this creepy ass planet. Torben wanted to leave so bad he was willing to kidnap 2 kids, but that was like on her.
Yeah, and
I feel like that she did on that path already. She just put him on a path that he was already on. She set him on a situation like she used what he already had in his brain. She didn't put anything in his mind. We got that before they even went into the Dark Sisters.
She incepted him, though. You know what I mean?
Before they even went into that area, he was talking about leaving. He was defying his master. He was talking back.
Yeah.
He almost got that backhand.
Yeah, Carrie Ann slap.
She just went off of all the dark side does is go off of what you already feel.
Slap that boss off,
yeah. He should have got popped in the throat.
Not to your point, I do feel like the editing with this was just a little choppy, and like we've been saying this whole season, I feel like the pacing of the show is the biggest drawback of the show. Like I feel like if this was just like a more cohesively put together, maybe less episodes and longer episodes, we'd be able to tell a more cohesive story with these things. But I do like as far as like the sequence of events, it's very interesting what ends up happening. And what did you guys feel about? Because I feel like the most damning thing that happens during all of this is Saul straight up killing May and Osha's mother.
But I was like, what is she doing though?
I didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
She was trying to like, bro, you gonna spook these people, bro. Like you gotta chill because
y'all just feel that way because she dark skinned. I mean, y'all just saying that because she dark skinned. Because if she was a white lady,
like what was happening though?
I just didn't know what she was doing.
Look, it's just programming.
Like,
it ain't you
trying to accomplish here because like we got Osha about to like also eviscerating or some shit.
All right, let's.
Like I just don't know what's actually happening or what she's trying to accomplish here, and I'm just like genuinely asking, like, what, like,
I'll tell you what. Nothing that she's doing deserves to die.
Yeah, definitely did not.
Punch her in the throat, nigga. Like, why you had to pull out the lightsaber and fucking stab her in the stomach? Like,
yeah, I guess it's like, like what you don't know what I have no idea what she's doing. What are you thinking that she's doing?
Right,
and
no idea
that you needed because it sounded like what she was doing was just like about to like clear out the situation.
I thought these motherfuckers started only people being affected were May and her. So I'm assuming she was like teleporting themselves somewhere. You know, we're going same thing that she's doing the same thing that the white horn lady was doing.
Which I feel like she's gonna show
when she did it. But when the black lady do it, we got to stab this nigga in the stomach.
No, I did not like it when I'm like, what is your place? Like, who are you really?
Yeah, I still don't know what. I still don't know what either one of them.
Mama.
I still don't know what either one of them did, and maybe that'll be explained.
He's the baby daddy,
in the next episode, as far as like what that power was. Really? But yeah, this did fit.
No, I'm just saying, like, really, you feel that way? I just didn't get that. I've heard this a lot this week, and I just didn't get that. I did not get like I don't understand what she was. What do you call it? She was dissolving herself and her daughter, so they could then float off and appear somewhere else, which is a passive action, not an aggressive action, not even a passive aggression action. She was trying to remove herself from a situation and then also saving her daughter because Soul thinks that is Osha, not May. So he's doing something out of pocket. He is totally in the wrong. And I never felt like something negative. I'm just saying, I never felt like something negative was happening in anything that she was doing. Now I'm saying,
I didn't either. But like at the same time, it's just like it did look like crazy. And I guess I just don't understand what she was doing because, like if they didn't present that power again, because the next time we see the old girl do this black, lost smoke monster thing, she is like possessing Kelnaka, the Wookiee.
Yeah, her and the rest of the sisters.
So they didn't if she like teleported away, then I'll be like, okay, that's what she was trying to do beforehand, right? But that's not what she.
Right.
That's not the power that the power set that was ever explained.
It is. It's definitely like I think we can all agree that this was like a proverbial I'm trying to open up my glove compartment and then I just got fucking shot
Mhm.
6 times. It's
Yeah.
I was trying to put my sandwich down, and you thought it was a gun.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
right.
A fucking acorn dropped on my
But,
roof, and he thought it was a gunshot.
And the police shot
He's
me
still here.
72 times.
God damn it.
But we got to move on to the next
He's
topic.
coming right for me.
We got to move on to the next topic because
Uh,
we spent plenty of time on some Star Warsian shit. But guys, let us know in the comments what do you think is going to happen in the season finale.
it's just like it's like there's literally just one episode left, and it's like what's going? Like you guys are not resolving anything this
I
season.
do want to say, check out Wednesday's show, the no-name show that probably won't exist after Wednesday. I don't know. It might keep going. I don't know. But
Might keep going.
doesn't have a name. We'll be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Oh, yeah. Guys, check out Chelsea and Kirstyn as they break down the
East,
finale.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
Yeah.
But guys, the
6
boys,
p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's correct.
guys, the boys are back in town. It's season
Alex,
4.
don't be so goddamn disrespectful.
Whoa.
It's season 4, episode 7, The Insider. Butcher bails out Frenchie from jail to assist Samir with the virus.
You know that.
MM gives up.
Oh, sorry.
MM gives up leadership to the boys, passes the baton back to Butcher again, and considers leaving with Monique and Janine. A-Train convinces him not to leave. Now, I'm curious how you guys felt about. I'm curious how you guys felt about this scene. I want to get into the scene later when like A-Train and MM come in and they're the Black Cavalry. But what did you guys think of this pretty touching scene between A-Train and MM? Where like
I didn't see them touching.
what do you think about this emotionally touching scene between A-Train and MM? And do you think that MM ultimately made the right decision by not going away with his family? I'll let you go.
Yeah, of course. Like, that's stupid.
Like how would he? Like he can't.
First of all,
Because he was right.
up for the next season. So that's just dumb.
Okay,
I hate when niggas
narratively.
do that. No, I mean, I just hate when storylines do that because it's a waste of my time.
You just know, yeah.
We already know. It's kind of like you pointed out in a couple of videos that you've done, you know, when they make it seem like, oh, this one character is going to die, when we know this one character is not going to die. You've spent so much time on that. It's not exciting to me. You're right. You know what I'm saying? The plot armor's too thick on this character. And also, if this character dies, then we don't really got much of a show. Not saying that's the same with Mother's Milk. I'm just saying that's the theory, you know, the concept.
With Mother's Milk, yeah.
And so to elaborate on that with Mother's Milk, I just thought it was dumb because we know he ain't going nowhere. And if he did go somewhere, he's coming right back. Right.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just it was
Mother's Milk is actually one of the characters I think literally can't die within this narrative.
Right.
But like as far as like just as a decision for, you know, the safety of your family or whatever. There's an interesting yes, the sanctity of marriage. But
family.
But you know, with this decision that he has to make, you know, he's trying to keep his family out of harm's way and then possibly actually join them. I mean, we've seen him send his family off to safety when shit gets hairy with the boys before, but this is his opportunity to go with them and not get caught up in all this bullshit. He might not be physically, you know, capable of continuing this job because he just passed out in the middle of a job last time. Yeah. But so do you guys feel like this is like logistically the best decision for him to keep fighting this fight? Or do you think that it would have been, at some point somebody has to hang up the jersey? Do you feel like this would have been a better moment for him? He's going to have a heroic end.
Technically, he started the fight, right? Like his fan, like he didn't like superheroes didn't start a fight. They fucked his shit up, right? Mm-hmm. He's starting the fight. His family started the fight. Mm-hmm. So you can't start a fight and just leave and expect nothing, no repercussions, you know, no blowback. You can't be in a fight like a war and expect no blowback. You can't just leave. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like him doing the right thing, the only thing the only thing that makes sense outside of my joking, his plot armor and whatnot. I was just that was a joke, but it also is serious. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what am I supposed to believe? I don't believe that this nigga's leaving. And I think that it was a good play though for them to do it, only because A-Train ends up being the one convincing him not to leave, and then A-Train ends up being the one got to leave. Right? That's interesting, right? Like he ended up having to move his family, which is larger than the two people who him would have had to move. So
yeah, they kind of brush that away. It's like, oh yeah, and then A-Train's family is gone. Like they're estranged and they don't really talk to each other anymore. Last time we saw them, his brother, it'd probably take like 45 minutes for him just to convince him to listen.
He's fast, yeah. He just talked fast.
But kind of brush that away. I would have liked to see a little scene.
Like he can't get away fast either. So
right, no, he's in his wheelchair, dude. Look, first of all, none of his family members have powers except him, right? Right. So all he has to do, they can be in Istanbul before he even explains anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he can have all of them sitting in an apartment that he already purchased for their ass.
It would be ridiculous if he didn't have a safe house or safe farm, I should say.
Well, no, see that if he does have something like that, he's getting caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he would be smart to have, because he's so fast, he can go anywhere in the world really quickly and get replenishments, rations, food, water, DVDs, wherever they got them at now. But like, he can go get them, right? Yeah. Wherever they at, he can get them. And they ain't got.
You should go as A-Train for Halloween.
So MM said, Othelia said, MM is really like that old revolutionary that's getting wary of the fight. It just got to seem like an uphill battle at this point. And I just feel like the exact same. Like, it's an uphill battle, but you gotta keep fighting, right? Like, if you uphill and it's steep, shit, going back downhill ain't comfortable either. You got to just keep going.
Yeah, no.
I guess like if Homelander knows, okay, yeah, he says what place is safe from Homelander. If Homelander knows like to look for you, then I don't think any place is safe. But the reason why that Becca and Ryan were able to stay safe for all that time is because he didn't know to look for them until he did. So it's going to have to be a situation where he just thinks that you're dead.
He did not know where they were when he was trying to find them, and he knew he needed to find them. He could not find them. He couldn't find what's his name? The invisible nigga. Translucent. Yep. He couldn't find Translucent. They were able to keep all kind of shit from him. Homelander, let's just talk about this. Y'all surprised about him crying when A-Train was found out to be the leak? Because to me, he's so sad about it. It seems like he ain't even gonna worry about trying to find A-Train. Like, that shit hurt his feelings to a point. But he also, if he does see A-Train, obviously it's on site. I don't think he's gonna be crying. It's on that site, yeah. He cried when Black Noir betrayed him, when he found out Black Noir had been lying to him.
Yeah.
But, it's because he's a child. And I try to always think about Homelander as a child. So how did y'all feel about that scene? Or do you feel like he had some does he really have a real feel of a connection for him or something?
Yeah,
I am skipping a little bit, but we already were talking about A-Train, so I was like, I'm asking.
Yeah, this is narratively linked. Yeah, sure.
Like in this scene, I do feel like it kind of reminded me of, which is I remember a lot of people having a problem with at the time, as when Thanos kills Gamora in Infinity War. Spoilers. But
I didn't know that.
Is it really a spoiler warning? If you
I didn't know it.
But
really the biggest movie of the ever.
But yeah, like that's his interpretation of love and how he connects with
Gamora.
And that's why it works. That's why he ends up getting the stone. it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's not a
Right.
representation of love, but that's
Right.
true in his heart of how he feels. And I kind of
That's
feel
a
like
good point.
the same way about Homelander, where like he definitely like feels like he loves A-Train and Noir, and he has these connections with them. He's like, oh, I thought we were
Yeah.
bros, but he doesn't realize that he's been treating them like shit
Yeah.
their entire interaction with
See,
each
you
other.
know,
He's been he's been losing OGs left and right, you know.
Yeah.
Like all of his OGs are gone.
he killed some of them, but yes.
Right. But like, you know, only after like you know, the same way he killed Noir is because he felt betrayed or whatever, and that's you know, but
actually, that's a good comparison because
wear that suit, Alex.
I didn't realize that you were even like you said Thanos, and then when you start talking about it, I didn't realize you were still talking about Thanos and Gamora until you said Thanos again. Because I thought you were talking about Homelander. You know what I'm saying? I thought you moved back on the Homelander. And that's how good the comparison
The metaphor
is.
is that clean.
Is that clean, son? It's like that you hit and you be like, no drainage. That's it. That's what you just threw down, Alex, on the table, and you chopped it up and put it in a line.
Thank you.
For everybody to understand, like a line of literacy.
Yeah, it's a lot of co-literacy. Film Age said that African color scheme of A-Train's suit is pretty clean. I have to disagree.
You have to wear that one.
I fucking
wear that one for the culture.
A-Train
back to Africa.
My cunt.
I hate A-Train's costume. I think I might hate his African one even more if possible.
I hate Firecracker's costume and Sister Stage costume too.
You hate that? You don't hate that.
I actually think it's pretty well designed.
You don't hate that.
Sister Stage and Firecracker
got a good zipper.
They're like the worst.
They're very
costumes.
nice.
They're the worst costumes.
Sorry.
But
wait a minute, you don't like Sage's outfit?
I don't like Sage's outfit now.
Oh man, you don't like that African? No, I'm joking.
It feels like it feels like very American, African designed, you know, and like they nailed it. They nailed like what it was supposed to be, but I hate it because they nailed it so hard.
Yeah, it's intentionally pandering. But speaking of Homelander, we do get this scene where he kills Webweaver, believing he is the mole. Homelander sends the Deep and Black Noir to kill the boys, starting a fight with Butcher and Annie, who are saved by A-Train and MM. Infuriated, Homelander expels Sage from the Seven for hiding A-Train as the leak, and tired of being used by Vought, Ryan gets fed up, interrupts a live Avenue V Christmas show to give a speech and leaves. So there's a lot going on in this. I definitely really liked.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, I definitely really like the Web Weaver craziness. But I'm curious how you guys felt about specifically the divide between Ryan and Homelander. Homelander, like narratively, he seems like he's getting way more of unhinged, and Ryan seems like he's adopting the better angels of his nature, like more influenced by his mother. Do you guys feel like this obvious kind of tear between them? And big question, do you feel like Ryan is going to question like the details of his parentage? Does he know specifically that he was born
he was not
non-consensual?
He does not know. They have never. I think I talked to you about this earlier this week. Nah, dog. He has not been told that he is a child of vape. And you know, when you are a child of vape, I feel like you have to be told that, because if you're not told that, you are subject to a lot of trauma if you find that out later in life. No matter if you find it out as a child, a teenager, or an adult, or a child, an adolescent, and an adult. I gotta use 3-syllable words up in here. 3-syllable words or higher.
Yeah.
Well, for my nouns and my adverbs. My adjectives, my nouns, and my adverbs. No, but seriously, man. I think that would change this whole dynamic of how Ryan sees Homelander, how he would view Butcher. You know what I'm saying? Like you like essayed my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like you vaped my mom. Like, no, dog, like, no, you my dad. Yeah, you my dad, but you my dad because you're a psychopath.
Right.
So that would definitely change how I would view learning about my father. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they're doing him a disservice, the character, not like the show. But like I feel like they're doing him a disservice by not having him know that information about his father.
And I do feel like it's at least narratively, it feels like it's gonna come up because with Ryan becoming more aware and just like leaning more towards just like the love and the teachings of his mom, I think, and just like the awareness of an adolescent, I think this is gonna be the point where he's gonna be like, yo, why did you and my mom hook up? Like, what did she possibly see in you? It's like I feel like this is when he's gonna start asking questions about their relationship, and that's gonna show like a real tear.
You think he's gonna be like, oh, dude, you're too big of a fucking asshole for my mom to be into you.
I feel like we're gonna have that conversation in the next episode where he's like, where he's gonna be how did you and my mom meet? Like, I bet that's gonna be a question that happens in the next episode. Nine, do you feel like that's where this relationship is going with Ryan and Homelander? Or am I crazy?
Yeah, no, I think that's like going to be one of the main conflicts, right? With even if like Ryan still has like some type of beef with Butcher as well, right? I think that's going to be like kind of like the triangle. And I think you guys actually said that in like the premiere or whatever. Yeah, you're like, this is the triangle or whatever. And I was just like, oh shit, it's actually a fucking triangle with Ryan over here, Homelander over here, and Butcher over here. Like, I think that is going to be like the season conflict with all of this, these other pressures that they're building up surrounding them. But ultimately, it's about to be that type of thing. And it's, you know, leaning into the father-son type of bullshit.
Yeah, yep, you're absolute. I mean, you just said we said it. So I can't help but say that you're absolutely. I mean, you're
my thesis sourced by Alex and Bill.
Hand me that shot glass over there. Yeah, no. I was just joking, but yeah, like only reason we pointed that out is not because we really felt like, oh, it's gonna end that way or whatever. It's just that they gave like that last scene in season 2, I believe.
Okay.
Where Ryan accidentally kills his mom and what's her name? Racist Nazi lady.
Yeah.
She's Jewish or Nazi?
Stormfront.
She's a Nazi.
How's she Jewish?
It was a complicated.
Isn't it like Hitler's situation? He's like Jewish and
Hitler is half Jewish. I'm just saying the actress who actually played that lady is
she's been on a couple shows that I like actually.
She was in a movie with a friend of ours named Eric Martig. What was the name of that movie?
I forget.
You know what? Look up Eric Martig. Look up her. Boom.
I also have my twin, William Jackson Harper.
Yeah, it's got William Jackson Harper in it. Yo, check that movie out. It's on Hulu. I know that for sure. Othelia said this nigga Bill about to start singing Junction. What's
your function?
But can I ask a question?
Oh shit!
I also want to ask a question.
Hold on.
Could you? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But I do.
Can I ask a question?
I do.
Does it help?
Just to shout out Athelius's chat. Eddie said, "I don't need powers. I got these fucking hands." We did see in the first season that she had trained really hard to be a superhero. I'm glad that comes in every once in a while. She's a better fighter than most.
Well, she actually tried to be a super. What we learned is in season 1 and season 2. She actually was trying to be a superhero.
Yeah.
She had no idea that, like, everybody else knew that it was bullshit except her.
Yeah.
Except for her. Excuse me.
And that's why I like her.
Apparently, she was never on any of the smaller vault teams. Like, they had like they have versions of the Teen Titans, they have versions of the Suicide Squad, they have versions, they have all these different versions in the comics, which they've expressed that exist in this universe, but they've never dove into that. Shout out to the Streaming Meanie.
Yeah, Streaming Meanie.
What is up, though? Shout out to y'all. I just want to say this real quick. Better time than now to say this. We are not allowed to go on Twitter live anymore, so the numbers are going to go down. You know what I'm saying? So what I want y'all to do, if you can, if I just want to say, please, Elon Musk is making it to where we have to pay to go live on Twitter. I still call it that. He hates that. Yeah. But if you want to really help us out, please share this, like, subscribe, but please share it. Like, throw it on Twitter or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really helps us out. I hate to be a begging ass nigga, but like, because that's lame as fuck for real to me. But like, please share it, comment in the chat, because that shit really helps. If you chat, the more you chat, the more people come into our channel and hang out with us, and we can really get a good discourse going, man. Let's fucking get it going. And also join the Non-Nerd Yards Discord.
Absolutely. And Streaming Meanie said in the chat, I'm a little disheartened that The Boys is going to end after season 5. I'm hoping that the spinoffs keep it going for a while. I'm always a fan of things ending when they should. You know, some shows overstay their welcome, and you're just like, oh man, I wish the show could have ended back when it was good. So
I do think they can do some spinoffs though.
Yeah, there's definitely room. Like this, the lore is thick enough where they can just, you know, create a lot of different.
And they got other side stories. They got backstories. Like I said, they have the other superhero groups.
Yeah.
So they could do those side stories. So I will agree with you on that, Streaming Meanie. Othelia says,
I feel like 5 seasons is a good end. Now I hope we get one more season of Gen V. Yeah. Hopefully we get at least one more season.
They say we are, but I don't think that we will because of old dude.
Yeah, the passing
away.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to that dude, man, because he was a really good actor, and I really am a hater. I hate a lot of performances from new dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
especially new people coming up. And man, he really did knock it out of the park in this show. So really sad to see him go. As far as it's always sad to see anybody go, but it's sad to see him go as far as what we could have seen him do going forward with his career.
Yeah, he's super young.
Black actors, man. Black actors.
And speaking of Gen V, we do have a character from Gen V, Dr. Samir. He is in this episode. He injects Kimiko with the dose of the virus he has prepared and escapes.
That's some savage, fucked up, unnecessary ass shit.
Hey man, you gotta escape. Like they
was gonna let him go,
but he's a scared little man. You might think that they're gonna kill him. They cut off his leg.
I mean, look, man, they did not cut off his leg. Well, to be fair,
Butcher did. Yeah, to be fair. Frenchie saws off her leg so the virus doesn't spread. What did you guys think of this moment? Because I thought this is
sawed off a leg so the virus doesn't spread. Get that bitch a pill and I go upside her head. Oh,
no, Rick Ross line.
Sorry, yeah, no, like it could be a pain pill for cutting off her leg. Why would you not give her a pill for cutting off her leg?
But
I mean, why would I hit her in the head afterwards? I don't.
This was one of the most intense moments of the episode. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
It was.
Yeah, did you guys think that this was because I personally, because of like the build up, it kind of felt like one of those moments in these kinds of shows where you get like the reconciliation and the heartwarming moment right before your favorite character gets fucking murked. So I was like, is Kimiko about to die right now?
Yeah.
9, did you think that like Kimiko was about to die in this moment, or you were just like,
I didn't think she was going to die, but I thought she was going to be like out of the game for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like. Maybe she get infected with the virus, but she's like on life support or whatever. But I was just like, oh shit, like this is not. It was just creeping up and creeping up. I was like, the virus works. Butcher did pull it off, and I do like that we got the resolution to if Butcher was able to like form something, something that's lethal.
Right.
You know, instead of them like maybe like just revealing that next season or something.
Yeah, and like, do you think, because they kind of explained that it's this in between spot, it's not going to create a global pandemic for all soups, but it still seems very powerful, but not quite powerful enough to
Buddha
kill
Cafe!
Homelander.
Buddha Cafe!
but-
Buddha Cafe! Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I say, papi, papi.
Buddha Cafe.
Hey,
I haven't seen this episode, but I don't. Wait,
I
sorry,
don't-
trap on spoilers. Drop on spoilers.
I don't know.
care about spoilers.
I'm assuming he's.
I don't trip on spoilers. Trip on spoilers.
Yes.
Yeah,
There we go.
Well,
Yeah,
to be honest with you, this show is so fucking off the chain. You're not gonna understand nothing. You're not gonna understand any of this anyway. Like, we're not. This is a terrible show. You should. I'm so
It's a
glad y'all
terrible
watch.
show.
I don't know why you guys watch, but I appreciate it.
Oh, you're talking about us, man? This is a great show. But then later on, the boys discover a plan to assassinate Singer, or this is actually a different storyline.
Yeah, move on.
Compiling this into a whole other thing. The boys discover a plan to assassinate Singer that will be carried out by an unidentified soup shapeshifter. Annie finds herself in a room somewhere, having been impersonated and replaced by said shapeshifter. Shapeshifter.
Super.
Try to say that
shape,
5 times fast.
Shape super.
Shapeshifter.
A super shape shaper.
A super shaper. Now this isn't the first time we've seen a shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter shape if a shapeshifter could shape shapes.
This isn't the first time we've seen a shapeshifter in The Boys. But this one has a very interesting way of transforming. We saw the one in like season 1, the guy who transformed and had sex with Homelander in the cabin, or like fed him milk with his fingertips. That whole weird thing.
That dude died.
He died. Yeah,
He died.
Homelander killed the fuck out of him.
Him died good.
But this is
that was a lot less gross.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that shapeshifter.
That was he had it made compared to whoever this chick is.
So can I just go ahead and give y'all like a really deep cut off that shit? Because like nobody said it. I watch all you nerds. Shout out to Emergency Awesome. Shout out to Heavy Spoilers. Shout out to Screen Rant, Ryan Airy. Shout out to all y'all niggas who be out here.
Fuck up, Ryan Airy.
Shout out to MT. Shout out to MT. But guess what? None of you goofy ass niggas. Oh wait, what's the nigga from New Rockstar? New Rockstar. None of y'all goofy ass niggas said this. Y'all didn't have this to say. The shapeshifter was pulling their skin off, and I think that they took that from Lovecraft Country, where the shapeshifter had to pull your skin off and throw it down, like to actually change in and out of the shape that you wanted to be.
That's pretty rad. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a cool visual in Lovecraft Country too, and like really horrifying.
Yeah,
it's a lot more visceral. I feel like they literally don't like cut away in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah,
it was pretty gross. Yeah,
intense. Yeah, that's
budgetary reasons.
That's 2 scoops. That's 2 scoops you don't get
Eric.
On the other
Huey
channels.
And Annie a break. Like, damn, ain't they been through enough? No, let them suffer, bro. Let them suffer. I heard a bunch of people like.
Hold on, for the listening audience, let's just read that again. Othelia said, "What now?"
Goddamn Eric Kilpatrick, who creates the show. Huey and Annie, give Huey and Annie a break. Like, damn, ain't they been through enough? And I'm saying, fuck that.
Make them go through it, man. They gotta go through it. She too fine and he too weird looking to not go through it. He gotta go through it.
I do love their relationship because I love their characters. Huey is like Peter Parker with no powers. He always gets the saddest, terrible things that happen to him. He doesn't actually have the superpowers to actually
that's Charlie Brown
out with.
Yeah, Peter Parker with no powers is just Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
and Starlight, I feel like is just like straight up Steve Rogers, like the most moral person in this universe. And her and MM, they're like yeah, they're pretty much competing for that most moral character in the show, and I like their dynamic, Annie and Huey, and how they go through these really crazy situations throughout their relationship. And Huey's already been sexually assaulted once this season, and we're gonna see him
SA on the show.
And then he was definitely essayed again, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and we had that it's kind of like the situation with Dark Matter.
I'm glad that we had this conversation because I'm wanting to know.
Well, we had this kind of conversation during Dark Matter where Jennifer, damn,
Lawrence,
Aniston, dark hair. Damn, I know her name.
I just call her fine ass girl. That's what I call her.
Daniela from
her name was Daniela
from Dark Matter.
Yeah, on the show, her name was Daniela.
She has sex with Joel Edgerton's character, who's from a different universe, but she doesn't know
whose name is Joel Edgerton.
Yes,
no, I'm joking. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, no, it's weird, right?
It's non-consensual sex. It's like you think you're having sex with someone,
right?
No, and it's a completely different person. So
you're saying that one of those weird
situations, kind of like that.
See, but I'm saying this is what I was saying. The conversation is, see, yeah, that's fake. That's a clear case, open and shut case. We don't even need no SVU for that. You know,
right.
Ice-T, sit at home for this one. That's fake. But the other one, when he's dressed as web
Weaver.
I almost call him web crawler. Remember web crawler, the search engine?
Anyway. You mean when like Ashley is jerking herself off?
Hold on. She didn't touch him though until
that was crazy. I wasn't here last week.
That's a Louis C.K. situation.
No. First of all, he definitely said he was there for that. Like that's what he went there for. Whether he knew that's what he went there for or not, he went there. He took a nigga's spot to go do this. You dig what I'm saying?
This is a weird.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. This is a weird situation, and that's what I'm asking and opening up the floor for a conversation. It's a small conversation if you just let me, get the whole things out. Like I just don't think that was sexual assault or SA because he really was there for it until he wasn't. But then this nigga just didn't know the safe word. He should have gone into this situation knowing the safe word is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that will go into, and that's a different episode, but that goes into a whole other thing about like whether undercover cops, when they do things that are illicit and outside of their character, what is that
entrapment?
Yeah.
I'm just saying like that's
right. Yeah.
Is that like,
is it like what are those actions? How's that depict your character?
Right.
But let's talk about I guess that's pretty much it for this episode. Yeah, we got the Starlight.
Let's talk about Sister Sage real quick.
Sister Sage, yeah, she's fucking the Deep and Noir. That's crazy.
Well, before we find that out, she is back to life, back to regular smart person, and she finds out that they killed Web Weaver, and she's like very nonchalant, like, oh shit, you killed Web Weaver? Like, oh damn. What you do that for? Like, that's wild that you would do something like that.
You had to do that.
He is just like a drug addict. You didn't need to do that. Like, and then basically she makes both Firecracker and Homelander look crazy. I just realized right now her name is Firecracker. Like cracker ass cracker.
That is crazy. She's a firecracker.
I didn't think about I
didn't think about it too. Did we talk about it last week?
Well, no, it was a couple of weeks ago when Sage said how like when Starlight beat the shit out of her on national television and she called her a cracker. I was like, firecracker. Oh
yeah, I don't know why I didn't put it together like that. Wait a minute, Film Age, why are you saying wow? Are you saying wow because you already knew? Or are you saying wow because we didn't know? Or are you saying wow because you didn't know? Because
you didn't see that coming?
things are true. Well, we have to move on because we have been talking about this for a minute, guys. Let us know what you have thought about The Boys so far. And
Is
yeah,
it
we only got
two
one
more episode. One more
episode.
This is the next one. Is the last one.
Next one is the last.
Roll Tide, goddamn.
Roll Tide. Let us know what you guys think. How you guys think this season is going to turn out. Ophelia said they're gonna regret firing her. Sage knows where all the bodies are buried. Yeah, she's definitely the smartest person in the world. Don't think it's a good idea to fire her. Film Age says no, I don't connect the dots. LOL, that's awesome. Yeah, so yeah, he didn't see the firecracker connection.
I didn't, man. I was like, oh, firecracker. This bitch is a cracker ass cracker.
Did you notice that they did like these long ass bits this episode?
Long ass
bits? The bro,
like, bro, and then like all the web weaver stuff was also kind of like just like went on forever.
It leads to the comedy.
I think there was like another one here too.
I feel like that kind of stuff this season that people are pointing out, I feel like that's always been a part of this show. And
no, it's not that I hate it. I just noticed it like a lot this
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the distance that we have between shows.
It was the same thing with the with the Deep. This was crazy with like the Deep killing his girlfriend, and then it was just like kept on like panning out like this sad music, and then she'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she.
I thought that was dumb because she was sitting in the bed earlier and she was fine at the beginning of this episode.
Right. Yeah.
That's part of this episode. I wasn't going to bring that up because it's a very negative thing that I have to say about this one, and I could spend all night talking shit about this part because it was just really dumb.
I loved it actually. I thought it was pretty.
But why was she sitting on the bed earlier than in the first part of the episode?
Just fine.
And it's fine. Like, that's just dumb.
Yeah, they make the quick mention that it's like, oh, you can't be outside of your tank for too long, which is why at first I was like, well, she's not going to die immediately, and then when they had the joke of her dying for a long time, it seemed funny. But guys, we got to move on to our last topic of the night. Sorry,
no, you go ahead.
We got to move on to the last topic of the night. We're moving into
I actually
we already talked about Acolyte.
Yeah, we did that first. So
no, I mean, look, I'm where we at, and I was like, damn, we're doing really. I was like, this is the last topic. God damn,
really good. Actually,
3 hours and 45 minutes before it says before we get to the last topic.
But unfortunately, I do have to leave you guys.
Oh, no worries, man.
We heard your intrusion. It sounds like you got white women kidnapping you.
It sounds like you got a lot going on, and it's your birthday month. Enjoy yourself, bro.
Thank you. Birthday month, Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate.
Celebrate the whole month.
Guys, go check out the Nine Nerd Yards channel. He's got some amazing shit there. If you like Atlanta, you'll love his channel for sure. Nine. Always a pleasure.
Join the Discord if you want more Thelius.
Buddha Cafe said this season is lacking combat scenes. We need some epic battles. Also, why is Black Noir talking? Y'all think that was a good idea? I thought he died. Was he replaced? Yeah, he was definitely replaced by a different person. They mentioned that he can fly. I like the fact that he's a little bit different, and I also like the fight scenes have never been good on the show. Let's be honest. The fight scenes have never been shot great,
and they've never done too many.
Yeah, they never did. Yeah,
which is a thing that I've never liked about the show. I've always wished that they did more fight scenes for sure. But it is what it is.
The best fight scene is the 3-way fight scene, or like it was like the 4-way fight scene was like Huey, Soldier Boy, Butcher, and Homelander, and that fight scene still wasn't shot that well. It was just like the feeling of like, oh shit, this is happening. But the fight scenes are never really shot that well. It's more about like the evocative scenes of like somebody exploding through somebody's penis or running 1,000 miles per hour through a human being. Like,
yeah, this show does still have like a lower budget than it looks like it does. So we like that's why things look the way that they do, and then we don't see as many fight scenes. To your point, Buddha Cafe. Othelia said, "Never thought they would make me feel bad for talking octopus."
That's the power of.
I didn't. I hope you didn't. I mean, I don't know if you said it that way, but
he's probably crying.
I read it like he was crying.
I never
he was
thought.
Emotional. I never thought that they would make me feel bad for talking octopus.
Yeah, Tilda Swinton, like she's done a great job portraying this that character, and it was
Tilda
pretty emotional.
Swinton, if she was from Alabama, she would not sound like people would not think she's hot. But like she is, like I'm a victim of it. I'm saying this as a person who thinks she's hot. I feel like Tilda Swinton, nobody would think that she was hot if she was from Alabama.
Yeah,
she was from Michigan. She was from Detroit.
Yeah, she's a striking person. The British accent and the height.
Yeah, the British accent, man. Americans are in love with the British accent. It's so crazy. But
yeah, it's pretty enamoring.
But speaking of British accents,
we're talking about season 2, episode 5, Regent. That's loud. Corliss,
loud for us, not so much for them.
Corliss, Rhaenyra, and Bela lament Rhaenys' death. Kirstyn parades Malay's head through King's Landing, though the starving small folk consider it a bad omen.
Meleys.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Meleys the dragon.
Aegon has survived, but is comatose and severely burned, while Sunfire is presumably unlikely to survive. Kirstyn withholds telling Alicent what truly happens at the battle. I'm curious, with all this stuff going on, everybody is just like sort of marinating in the tragic events from the last episode. Who do you think is having the worst time right now? We got Kirstyn. Sunfire is probably going to die.
The whole rundown?
No, just the opening.
I was going to get you to read the whole rundown, but you know what? Ain't nobody else here, so it's all good. Who do I think is getting the worst of it? Well, I'm always going to think that Rhaenyra is getting the worst because she should be queen. Sight unseen.
Yeah.
Not a voice heard. No words about it.
Yeah, she's fighting for
she should be the queen. So I feel like I'm always going to feel like she's getting the worst of it.
Yeah, and she just lost her one of her most trusted members on the council with Rhaenys dying.
Rhaenys, my favorite character in the book.
Oh, she's your favorite.
Well, she's top 5 favorite characters in the book. And my favorite characters in the book vary based off of a lot of things. And they don't necessarily have to be good people. She just happens to be one of the good ones. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a good character.
Corliss is one of my favorite people in the book as well. He's in the top 10 though, like not in the top 5. Like he's way down there. You know what I'm saying? 8, between 8 and 10.
Yeah, he gets a bump up by like with his relationship with Rhaenys.
But it's crazy because in the book, like certain characters, like Otto Hightower, he's in the book heavy, right? Like in this story about the Dance of the Dragons, but like at the same time, he's really not that. There's not a lot of focus on him, right? Because he's just the hand of the king. He gets fired, he gets hired, he gets fired, he gets hired. Like that's his job,
right?
But now that we got a lot about Rhaenys before the Dance of the Dragons, and I just feel like what we've gotten from her throughout the first season and all the way up into her death in this season, last episode, man, that was dope. But we still feel her. That's how great that actress was. We still feel her throughout all the way into the episode after she's already dead.
Yeah.
And going into Corliss, just devastated. You know what I mean? Like he's worked his whole life to please this lady, to get her favor, to achieve status for their name because how she was passed over for her birthright. It's all these things, man, that go in the backstory that y'all don't know about Corliss and Rhaenys, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
thing going on.
They had a thing going on. Rhaenys. Rhaenys gone. Rhaenys is gone.
Rhaenys is gone.
Rhaenys is gone. She dead.
Yeah, she
so I was sad about that last weekend. I was sad to see Corliss going through what he's going through.
Yeah.
The nigga's still injured. You know, he limping around everywhere. The nigga like act like a nigga who just got shot 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still like got a colostomy bag out. He just got rid of his colostomy bag and he walking around now, but he's clearly still not all that, you know, not like got his senses about him, like his well.
Yeah, he's still not 100%.
And he old, so he maybe he never get to 100%. So I think this is when we're gonna see Corliss' story. We're definitely gonna see more about them bastards.
Yeah, and yeah, like we forget how short how short amount of time has passed between like last season and this season. A lot of these events are happening very, very quickly. Things are escalating so fast. Let's actually move over to, since we were talking about we got a thing going on. Daemon declares he will reign as king once a large enough army is raised. He sends the Blackwoods to ravage the Brackens and forces their fealty, but the Riverlords denounce his atrocities. Then he also dreams of incest with his mother, who calls him her favorite son.
Sounds like he's on Cornhub all the time. If he's thinking about smacking cheeks with his Ma Dukes.
They start fucking. It was gross.
Oh God.
Nah, yeah.
When I saw that, I thought to myself, Alex is gonna play that drop. He gonna play that drop. He gonna be sitting there and
they start fucking. It was gross.
That's what he's gonna do. I knew it.
That was the first time this season where I've been able to play that clip. There's a lot of times the first season, and a lot of times throughout all of Game of Thrones where you can play that clip. They start fucking. It was gross. Oh, Buddha Cafe says, in this season, I really love how they help us distinguish the dragons. We have an understanding that one dragon is more powerful than another, and I forgot the name of the dragon, but one of them is OG. He's probably talking about Vhagar.
Vhagar, she is the oldest dragon left in Westeros at this time, and she came from Valyria, you know, before it blew up.
She that bitch.
So did Balerion and or Baelor. Baelor and Vhagar. And then there's another one that's in the Red Keep, underneath the Red Keep, the big one, the big head. I can't remember his name, but Viserys, Daemon's brother, rode the Dread. Damn, I can't remember. It's something the Dread was. That's the nickname for the dragon that's under the Red Keep.
Right.
Viserys, the former king, Rhaenyra's father, rode that one time, and then he died later on. Like the dragon died later on, but he rode that was his former dragon, and also was the oldest dragon at that time.
Yeah.
So we've already gone through a period where we're dwindling on dragons, and now we're in a period where these dragons are at war. You know what I'm saying? So very interesting time with the dragons. We are getting a lot of distinguished what do you call it? we're discerning between a lot of the dragons
Mm.
and making them more personalized because they do have their own personalities and they do talk about them in that way in the book.
Yeah, and like I like how they've been like little moments where we get little personalities from the dragons, especially right before we get the super tragic moment in the last episode. You know, we get Rhaenys having that touching moment with her dragon, Aegon having like a cool little moment with his dragon. I guess he's terminally ill at
Aegon
this
really
point.
did. I mean, those two moments contrast each other a lot, right? Like Aegon's like getting faded, with his, and like he like, hey, what the fuck? He ain't talking to his dragon and like trying to. He just looking at it like, yeah, nigga, I'm about to go out here and fucking, you know what I'm talking about? Getting faded. Rhaenys having like a real moment with Melees,
right? Yeah, but like it's just like
an appreciation of not only the dragon, not only their bond, but what the dragon has been through in the past, because it's a war-torn dragon. Like this dragon has been through many battles already before with his previous riders.
Right. Yeah. And then like speaking of Jace, and like the
were we?
Sort of.
I love it that we weren't if we weren't. Jace.
But let's talk about Jace. Like he flies to the twins and obtains the phrase. Jace with the face, as they are calling him online. He's got a very prominent face.
He's got that blue steel face.
Blue steel. Jace flies to the twins and obtains the phrase allegiance in exchange for Harrenhal. Mysaria has Rhaenyra send a maid to King's Landing as a spy. So it's kind of interesting to see how that'll play out. We only got one episode left this season, but we'll see if that sparks any drama.
Let me see your blue steel or your Jace face. It's not good for the listening audience.
I'll never make it. Yeah, that's if you're listening on wherever you listen to your podcast, come over to YouTube and see that beautiful blue steel face.
Yeah, you know where the timestamp is, fool.
But Rhaenyra laments her lack of riders from Verminthor and Silverwing, and her only dragons that are large enough to challenge Vhagar.
Yeah.
But Jace suggests that they go to other houses for Valyrian descendants to recruit for their cause. How do you feel about this decision to go outside of like the world that we know and just like start exploring these other houses for other Valyrian allies?
Man, let me tell you something. That's probably the part that is a little bit confusing for me as a person who read the book. It makes it a bit more like now I'm not mad at this, by the way. I'm just saying that it makes it a little bit more confusing as to what is actually taking place. Like, what am I actually like? Where are we going with this type thing? Because in the book, Jace goes all over, like he goes and does all these things right before Luke is killed, or while as Luke was killed. Like he goes and gets a bunch of people on board to be with Rhaenyra, right? So this is like technically already happened in the book. But as we've seen and as we've said, this show is not a retelling, it is an accurate depiction of the retellings that we get in the book.
Right.
So I'm just going with that as far as we go from right now. Just check out these comments right here.
Oh yeah, Buddha Cafe said they just need to throttle back on the politics and step in on combat. I say that because there are too many hidden messages. I guess it depends on what you're enjoying from the show. Like
Let's
I've always
stay on that. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
I've always really enjoyed the inner politics and the machinations of Game of Thrones and this world in general. That's why Cersei is my favorite character in all of this universe. And in my brain, the first Game of Thrones show ends in season 6, where she's sitting on the throne. That's the last image of Game of Thrones for me. That's how Game of Thrones ends, is Cersei on the throne. Because I just like the idea of just like these characters who aren't necessarily like physically strong able to manipulate the politics.
That's why Jon Snow is a better ending with him on the throne, because the bastard ends up on the throne. Buddha Cafe agrees with you though. I feel like the reason that there are too many messages, or it may feel like, oh, hold on, what's this one? What's it say?
Z gets the throne. Who's Z?
Who's Z? Z gets the throne.
Sarah Z?
Who's
CSZ?
Hold on, I want to figure out before he says it. Who's Z?
I don't know. Zed from Power Rangers.
Nigga.
Zorro. Antonio Banderas.
Damn, I can't think of a Z.
Who's a Z? I don't know. I don't think
Aziz? No, he's canceled.
Buddha Cafe says, what you said, I'm stoned. Okay, so he said Cersei at the end of the on the throne.
Yeah, Cersei.
That's how he feels.
They just need to throttle back on the politics. Let me just address that. Like, they need to throttle back on the politics part. The reason that they're going into a little bit of the politics is because the book watchers like myself, we ain't gonna be interested in this show if we don't get the politics, because so much of the book is just events that take place with action. Like why would we talk about conversations that were had outside of the war or whatever was pertaining to exactly what's going on? And to history goes to the victor, and it's like 4th and 5th accounts in the book. So people like myself, we're trying to get them details, the in-betweens, in between the line shit. And I've said "and" so many times just now. But with that being said,
yeah, that's a good placement.
Yeah, right. With that being said, I feel like they're doing a good job of a balance of that, because they can't not do what I'm saying, right? Like they can't not please the reader,
right? And
they can't not make it to where the viewer who's never read the book doesn't understand anything that's going on. So I do get you, Buddha Cafe, because if I didn't know the books, I would probably be a little bit more confused about certain things. But what I can tell you is, just like in Game of Thrones, this show is very good at doing foreshadowing. So if you don't know what is going to happen, if you feel like, yo, what the fuck is this? Why did they do this? And who did it? Just wait. Because the reason that Game of Thrones was so good was because of the material. The source material was so good.
Look at the material.
They had a lot to go off of.
Yeah. But
with the last season, they didn't have anything to go off of. So that was the worst season, right? So like with this, there is none of that, right? Because we're going off. We got plenty. And I don't think that they're going to do. I think this is just going to deal with the Dance of the Dragons. And I don't know how far they're going to go, because like there's so much of this story that leads into so much other shit. So yeah, I understand why you would say that about the politics. It being a lot. It's a lot for someone who hasn't read the book.
But I mean, honestly, like I feel like politics has always been an aspect of Game of Thrones lore in general. Like when I was watching this show, I always felt like this was just like medieval West Wing or medieval Sopranos, where there's always like 65% politics and figuring out the allegiances and who is loyal to who, and then we get these like bursts of action and betrayal and all these like shocking moments. But it's all about the inner machinations of just the politics of who's gonna have the power, and that's like always the most interesting thing.
Or who's gonna make the wrong move.
Yeah, and this moment where we're in wartime is all about these chess pieces being moved around the board, and yes, trying to figure out who's gonna end up on top. Film Age said in the chat, "I'm enjoying the shows surprisingly, and it's mainly because Bill's praising of the book and his excitement that I know something is coming." Oh, Film Age is ready for what's coming next. And Buddha Cafe said 100%.
Let me tell you something.
See what happens
Let
next.
me tell y'all something, man. When this season is over, I highly suggest, if you cannot help it and you are like, fuck, I need to know, go ahead and get the book, man. Audio book. Just go ahead and do it. It's boring as fuck for a couple of chapters. I'm not gonna lie. There's like 2 chapters that are pretty fucking boring. But it's the Fire and Blood book starts with Aegon's conquest.
Okay.
It actually starts with the doom of Valyria. So it starts off from the top of the lore and runs down everything. And a lot of fucked up shit happens to people the whole way down. Like the Targaryens are a very cursed group of people. You know what I mean? Like when Varys says, when the people say that when a Targaryen is born, you flip a coin as to how it will be.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I don't even, of course it's incest, but it's also because they're cursed, dude. Like every single person in their family goes through it. And in this time period that we're in, they've lived in peace for 2 kings, 2 generations. So, and both of them lived a long age, even though one of them kind of fell apart like a goddamn like rotten fruit. But with that being said, the things that happen after that, it's like all that peace held in all that bad, and then all that bad just came flowing out. And so, like I said, I said at the beginning of this season, there's nothing good that's going to happen in this show. There's nothing good. Like nothing ends well for anyone. Yeah. And now we've got Aegon. Everybody like to argue with me. You know what? It's a coincidence that ain't nobody joining us right now. When I said that the nigga was dead, and everybody was like, I don't think he's dead. Forgetting that I read the book. And I already told you he's dead. I'm telling you he's dead because, he's not dead because I read the book.
Right. And actually, let's talk about that before we get out of here. Because the small council elects Aemon regent over.
I was about to say exactly what you just said.
The small council elects Aemon regent over Alicent's objections due to her gender and the need to have a dragon rider on the throne. Aemon orders the city gates shut, preventing Hugh Hammer, also known as Big Bill, and his family from fleeing.
Sorry, hold on.
Oh yeah,
when you said Big Bill, I thought, are you talking about me? And I was like, of course not. Nobody calls me that. But then I'm sorry, you confused me when you said also known as Big Bill. I was like, wait a minute.
All of our fans of the Warrior know that show.
Shout out to Nick.
Hugh Hammer.
Shout out to Jenny.
But what did you think of like this just like transfer power, Alicent being shoved off due to sexism as
well,
always.
I thought it was just very similar. Shout out to what was there an and? No. Look, shout out. Look, I saw the notes. Shout out to. Damn, you don't want to hear what I'm gonna say?
I really gotta pee.
Look, shout out to Black Gay Comic Book Geek. He pointed out, and I thought that was a great way to point it out. Allison is just like the women who voted for Trump and the women who the white women who supported getting rid of affirmative action. Guess what? You realize, I get rid of the affirmative action, and then now women have had a drop in admission rates to colleges. Now women have lost the what is it? Affirmative action. Now women can't get certain jobs that they were qualified for. You didn't realize that the reason more women have jobs than men is because of affirmative action, which helps defeat the good old boy network. But 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year, 4 months after that policy goes through that you thought you wanted, then guess what happens? Down the pipe, bam, you get hit upside the head. Your ass is a minority as well. And I feel like that's what happened here. Allison forgot that she put her son on the throne based off of the whole premise that a man should rule over a woman. Now that it's convenient for her, she's like, I need to rule. My son clearly doesn't need to. But your entire reign, your entire claim to the throne is based off of a dude should be running over a woman. And if that is your mindset, then you can't rule as a woman. So you played against your own interests, and that's why I compare it, rightfully so. And I will give credit to Michael, Black Gay Comic Book Geek, for saying it first on his IG and his YouTube. But like, it's just like when white women said that they, didn't want affirmative action, and then affirmative action got gone, and then they realized, we are part of affirmative action. Like, we benefit from affirmative action. Like, shit, why we get rid of that? So yeah, that kind of bit Allison in the dookie hole. Yeah, you took long. You took a long time. I said the same thing twice just now, but no, I'm just saying you took longer than my thought actually lasted.
Right. Would love to have the Black Gay Comic Book Geek back on to chat about House of the Dragon. Like, let's see if we can get him on for the finale, maybe. Buddha Cafe said book or books. I'll read them. How many are them? How many are there? How many books?
How many books? I have no idea how many books. There are a lot of side books and bullshit. Only one that I would suggest is Fire and Blood. Fire and Blood, that's all you need. Because, and I'll tell you this, Aegon the Conqueror TV show has already been greenlit.
Oh, okay.
So that's the beginning of the books.
Interesting.
That'd
be cool.
So if you want to get caught up for what the next series is about to do, right? And you want to work your way to where we are now, that's a place that I would start. Fire and Blood. There's no reason to watch nothing else. Fire and Blood, baby.
Okay. Hopefully, we'll see if depending on who's attached to it and how good it is, if that'll come out. We do remember the Starks prequel series that got like 2 episodes made, and then that just kind of got canned.
No. This one is really greenlit. Like, not no bullshit. I mean, like, that one was bullshit. I understand what you're talking about. Well, that's a whole nother podcast. But the ones in the inside, the ones who know. This one is getting done. Jon Snow sequel got canceled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another one that got canceled
because they're focusing on the Aegon one.
Yeah,
which is what they should have did. I thought that this series was going to be Aegon's conquest, and then they would do this show after that. But they've done it flip flop, and so to Buddha Cafe's point, that is a great place to start. Fire and Blood. That's where I would give my place to start when you're going to read the books.
Okay.
I wouldn't say start with the HBO series, Ice and Fire. If you're going to read, you should read the ones that make the most sense.
There's a future Bantha Book Club nominee or nominee, just subject. That's the word for it.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, that could
I'll do the coreless parts, just because that's for only black stuff. So maybe I'll do the coreless sections.
Yeah,
of Fire and Blood. I'll just read it.
Do you have any final thoughts on this episode, or predictions on? Well, I guess predictions are kind of superfluous with you when you have the inside.
Well,
knowledge.
I'll say this because we didn't talk about Damon.
We did.
No, we didn't talk about his dreams, and we didn't talk about the River Girl. I'm not saying you weren't. I'm just saying we didn't make it to that. So let's talk about that real quick, because those are our only real last thoughts. Is we clearly get we are affirmed now in the thoughts that Damon is trying to usurp the throne, right? Mm-hmm. He's trying to usurp the usurper so that then he can now have the throne and then basically negotiate with his wife and be like, hey, let's rule together, right? That's basically what we've gathered his plan is. But he is clearly still hallucinating a lot. Yeah. Right? Now, I have a theory because they talk about, what's her name? Allison Rivers or whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. They talk about her a lot in the comic. God damn it. I was going to say the comic. They talk about her a lot in the book. And if what I think, so this is why I like talking about this, and maybe you should put this at the top of the notes next week, because I like talking about her character, because there's very little known about her character in the book. And I'm of this thought right now, because we talked about it when Travis was on. What if she's not real, right? Well, check this out. What if what he drank 2 episodes ago, or was that last episode? I think it was last episode. Remember that drink that she gave him? She was like, it'll help you sleep. What if he's still tripping off of that? What if what he's seeing still ain't real? He's in a fucking one of them dreams where you wake up in the dream and you're still dreaming, and then you wake up in the dream again and you're still dreaming. What if he's going through something like that? And then once he's done with all of it, none of it happened. And then he goes back to Rhaenyra like, yo, all right, I know what I need to do. Right?
Yeah, it could be what's it called? Spirit Quest? When you could
a walk.
When you do a bunch of peyote and go out into the desert. And it's like, oh, now I know.
I like that. Alex, that's a good one. I mean, that's a good that's good. That was a good translation as to what I was saying.
Yeah, that could be. I could see that if that's the way they want to go with his character, especially since there's been a lot of mysticism around her character, and I feel like there could even be a moment maybe when he first enters Harrenhal, he picks up a chalice and he drinks it, and that's the journey. That's the first thing that sends him on this journey where he's hallucinating stuff, because we see a lot of creepy shit from pretty much as soon as he shows up there, but we also see her pretty much immediately after he shows up there. So I'm curious to how their relationship is going to develop. I guess we only have one episode left.
But yeah, like I said
in this
before,
season.
though, early, like a few weeks ago, when we see her, it was like 2 weeks ago. Travis was on.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so when Travis was on, I mentioned this. Like, no one bows. I mean, everyone bows to Damon except for her.
Yeah.
So I'm still assuming that she's not there. I haven't seen anyone acknowledge her existence. I haven't seen anyone look at her when we've seen her in the public.
Right.
And we've seen Damon's dead wife pouring wine for people. That don't mean that exists.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like,
yeah. And we had another Tyler Durden situation this season, this podcast season, right? Like, what was it? I guess it's Dark Matter. I guess that counts as Tyler.
No,
Durden.
what was it was another thing.
It was another thing. God damn, I
It
can't
was
remember what it was.
Tyler.
But yeah, like, and
what's the other show we were doing?
You're doing like so many shows.
So many shows, man.
But yeah,
Tyler.
I could see that being just like a twist with this character later on, and just like add to the mysticism in Harrenhal and just like the haunted nature of it, and the weird.
Well,
I don't know what the fuck is going on in Damon's brain where he's fantasizing having sex with his dead mom.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So look, he fantasizes. Well, he doesn't fantasize. Let's just say he doesn't fantasize.
He has a vision about it.
He has a vision about it. Like, it happens to him within this situation. He has issues. He has mommy issues, right? So what you don't know is that his mom used to take him on dragon rides, and they would go off. She would take just him, not Viserys. She would take just him, and they would go and they would fly all over the Westeros.
Okay.
So no one knows what experiences he had with her, but she died. She died shortly after getting pregnant and trying to have his. Well, which she did have his brother, so she died, just like Viserys's wife would later die in childbirth. Shit, that nigga daddy probably cut her open too, like, right? Like, so it's a lot of that's going on that people that you don't know. I'm hoping that they explain a lot of that in the coming weeks, but we also had situations at the Vale where we got Brainies with her dragon. I think a lot of that's going to develop later. They changed a lot of that in the books, which is why I wasn't really willing to focus on a lot of that. But one thing that I want to focus on is Aegon's peeling. Remember, Aegon got his skin, like, dude, was that gross? What would like?
Yeah, that's
was you gross. Fucked up off of that?
Yeah, it was a fucked up situation.
Because I didn't ask you how you felt about that.
Yeah, no, that was pretty fucked up. Like, with him, just like in the situation where you don't know really whether he's alive, and yeah, like seeing the gruesomeness of the skin still melted to the metal. But we'll see, I guess, how he turns out, like if he comes out of the coma and how he's going to react to everything that's going on with Aemond.
I got one last question for you.
What's that?
That moment where his mom, Alicent, comes in and she's touching his face. She's, her baby is dying.
Right.
And then she leaves, and then he says, "Mommy." Right. How did you feel about that? Because that's the first time that she's given him affection that we've seen since season 1, when he was a baby, when they were traveling in the wagon, and she was mad because she was pregnant with Aemond.
Yeah, it's an interesting like little moment with Alicent. We've seen a lot of moments where she's tried to connect with Aegon, but he's been such a sadistic little shit for so long that she's kind of giving up on his humanity kind of a while back, maybe on the 12th woman he's unwillingly impregnated. She's just kind of given up on his character. But every once in a while, you always see
that. But yeah, keep it.
Every once in a while, you see him, her just like really want to see the better angels of his natures. Just like you're my son. At the end of the day, you're still my little boy, and I want to see you be a better person. But yeah, this is kind of one of those glimpsing moments where she sort of sees. We kind of see a lot of moments in that where like she wants to connect with him, and he doesn't reciprocate. Then he wants to connect with her. She doesn't reciprocate. So they're not really a very loving family as opposed to the blacks. So I thought that was a nice little moment.
That's why I asked, because Helena asked Eamon, was it worth it?
Yeah.
And when I saw her at the beginning of this episode, I was like, damn, we ain't had no premonitions from her in a minute. She just been looking around, looking. And then she didn't let me down, boy. She did not let me down. She hit them niggas right upside the head. And I love that because that's not in the books. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really digging that. I'm really loving where it's coming. And it really seemed to affect Eamon in a certain kind of way when his sister said that. And so I'm looking forward to see even more with her character. Helena in the book is supposed to be distraught and crying and just overwhelmed with grief because her child's dead. She seems pretty straight right now. She seems in better shape than everybody else. So I'm really, really excited to see where her character is going from here because of everything that's coming in the future.
She had an interesting little moment there, and I like her and Eamon's interactions with each other. We already talked about that one.
I'm just putting stuff up, man.
Sorry, my bad.
Stuff up, you ain't got to respond.
But before we get out of here, Bill, you want to tell the people where they can
on the interwebs? You got to give me better warnings for that, because what's supposed to happen first is we supposed to do this. Oh, bam.
Okay.
Well, no. Where people can find me is every Thursday right here at Nerds at Night and the Drunk Banthas channel at the Bantha Bunch Show. Your favorite cousin's favorite cousin putting on the best show that you ever seen in your motherfucking life. Way better than this one. It's way better than this one. Actually, it's the same. It's the same good as this one. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Come join your favorite cousin's favorite cousin. Your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. We're right here.
Yeah.
And also you can find me right here. And on Instagram and Twitter.
Thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on Twitter, IG, TikTok, Letterboxd, likewise, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little evangelical super puppets, and may the force be with you.
Peace.